Okay, this is how to program the Leightronix Pro-16. The 18 should be the same. The menu might be a little different. So this is the screen where it says, today is the date and the time. And it'll tell you the status of the router. So we're going to use these arrows here. If we hit this right arrow, and then we're going to select events. If you go up and down, there's a bunch of other options like force and setup. So go to events. We're going to go to program and select we're using the right arrow. First thing we're going to do here is set the event number. So we'll start at 1. You may want to skip 100 for every day, or you can figure out a system that works for you. So I'm going to say this is event number 1. The next here is where we toggle to set our days of the week. So say we want something to run on Monday, we'll toggle, one for Monday, which is the first one here. So it goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the first one here selects all, so do it every day of the week at that time. Now we set the time. We'll go over here and we'll tell it that we want this event to happen at, say, if we want this to happen at 2 o'clock, we'll set it for 1:59:55 because there's going to be a 5-second pre-roll, and we want to tell it that it's going to be a PM. So we can adjust these settings with the up and down arrows, so let's make it PM. We tell it the deck number, so let's say we want deck number 1, and we can go over here and just type in 1 if we want. And we can tell it here what we want it to do. There's a bunch of different settings, so we'll tell it to play. And then we have to tell the router what to do. So it's going to tell it to take something, which in this case, let's say is input number 1. So we'll type 1, and then we tell it what outputs we want. So in this case, I want to put the output 1. I might not want it on 2, 3, or 4, but I would select them if I want. So a dash means it's off, a number means it's on. And then we tell it what the delay is, and I want this to happen in 5 seconds. That gives the deck enough time to spin up and start playing before it goes to air. If you have a menu, or depending on your DVD player, you may have to do a double play. So I would have this event happen at 1:59:55, then have it happen again at 56. These are globally, so it doesn't matter, you can put these events any number you, or in any order that you want. Every second it checks the entire database, so if you have a stray event somewhere out there in the event controller, it will also trigger, so be careful to make sure, for your sanity, do it in order. To be sure you don't have any overlapping, just erase it. You can only schedule out a week at a time because you only have a week setting here. So that's to start the play. So then we'll go next. Okay, now we're going to toggle up. Let's go number 2, for example. And we'll tell it that that's also a Monday show. Let's say it's a half-hour show, so let's go to 2:29. And I want this to stop before it plays the next show, so this will be at 59, so 1 second early. Because even though the other one was back 5 seconds, a 5-second delay, we don't want it to happen exactly at the hour. So we'll tell it that's a PM, deck 1, and then I would tell it deck 1 I want it to stop. You may have to do a double stop if you want it to reset to the beginning. You have to check, see what your DVD player does. And here's where I tell it what to do next. So in this particular installation, input 16s are bulletin boards, so I'll put 16, 1, 6, and I'll tell it to put that to 1, so it switches back to the bulletin board, and we want no delay. And then we go on to 3 and so forth to keep programming going forward. But that's how you do a very basic event in the Leightronix Pro-16.